Hello everyone, welcome in today to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We're going to be taking on Miami in the Peach Bowl. This is number 13 Florida versus 9 Miami. This is going to be a huge game as it's an interstate rivalry that doesn't get to happen very often. I did accidentally put us on 10-minute quarters, so I don't notice it till halftime, so in the second half I just drain the clocks, that way the stats don't get too out of hand. But the Gators are going to open up with the ball, and Kimber had a solid 31-yard return to open day, but we have some breaking news. Trevor Etienne's decided to enter his name into the transfer portal. He said, "I'll be seeking feedback from the NFL draft as well. Although I love the Florida Gators, I do not believe Coach Carter Jake Jr. is the best coach for me to be able to further develop. So with that said, I'll be sitting out the bowl game and my Gators career is over." I wouldn't say this is too big of a shock. He has definitely been frustrated this year sitting behind Montrell Johnson. He felt like he never truly got a chance to utilize his skills, and when he was out there, he was not utilized to the best of his ability. We're going to take a look, and as you can see, we're scrolling through some of Miami's top players just so you can see who's on the team and how good they are. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with them. They have some depth and a lot of 85 and ups on this roster. Quarterback Tyler Van Dyke has 85 and 86 throw power and throw accuracy, so he's a pretty good prospect. Jack Garola, though, is going to open the day by running read option and going for 3 yards. This right here is a big game for Florida as they're looking to get their 11th win on the season. Garola looking to pass on second down. He's moving out of the pocket to the left, and he does eventually just throw this one away. That's a pretty smart decision. However, down he goes for probably the 4th time this season. It says he'll return soon, but I think we're going to leave him out and let Kyle Engel play. There's no point in letting him get beat up too much here, as Engel steps into the game on 3rd down, and that pass was awful. So we were forced to punt it back to Miami and Tyler Van Dyke. They're going to send their tight end in motion here on 1st down. That's Jaleel Spencer, the Mackey Award winner, as Van Dyke pulls it on a read option, and he takes that for 9 yards. That's a pretty solid carry. He's not the type of quarterback I'd expect to get a lot of carries on a season, as he has a pretty darn good arm on him. And look at this. They run read option again, and this is a big play from Tyler Van Dyke. That's a 25-yard rush. If he plays like that, you might just as well keep letting him run it, as they go to Cheney Jr. on the ground, and that ends up being a loss of 1. They're going to send Cunningham in motion over to the left and hand it off to Cheney Jr. again, and he ends up picking up 6. That's a pretty solid carry, so it's now 3rd down for the Canes, and they throw a quick screen to Restrepo, who's playing injured. That didn't work. They end up settling for a long 54-yard field goal that is pushed wide right and no good, so Florida takes over with pretty good field position here, and they're going to hand it to Montrell Johnson, who has a little bit of a gap, and he picks up 3. That's not a great 1st down carry. On 2nd down, though, they hand it right back to Montrell Johnson, and this time he's going to move the chains and get that 1st down. That's an 8-yard rush. In the pistol formation, once again, they go back to him, and he's hit immediately in the backfield. He got swallowed up. That's a 7-yard loss. What a terrible play on 1st down. You would think that was a penalty. So on 2nd down, they throw it with Garola, and he just missed Harrison Walsh III, who was wide open. So now we're stuck with a long 3rd and 17, and Garola throws it into coverage. What a terrible decision. Lewis picked that off. It was thrown right to him. That was a bad throw by Jack Garola. He started today 0-3, and he has not looked good at all. Tyler Van Dyke and Miami take over. Donald Cheney gets the carry, but he goes for a loss of 4 on that play. So on 2nd down, they go right back to him, and he has a gap up the middle, and he gets the 1st down and more. That's a 17-yard carry for Miami. What a huge play, as Tyler Van Dyke's going to run speed option. Derek Wingo takes him down. He had nowhere to go on that. That was a bad call right there. So on 2nd and 12, they hand it to Cheney Jr., who breaks the tackle and gets a huge gain of 10. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for him, which makes this pretty manageable, as they're running speed option, and he had nowhere to go. Tyler Van Dyke got taken down by Antoine Ryland, and they are again going to attempt a deep field goal that goes wide left. Their kicker may have the leg for that. However, he does not have the accuracy. So the Gators take over, and they fire it out there to Noah Keeter, who's wide open going down the sideline. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10. He gets hit, breaks a tackle. He is not quite going to get in. He ends up about a yard shy, and Jack Garola's going to run speed option on 1st and goal, and he goes nowhere on that play. That was a huge play by Noah Keeter, though. Let's go over that as Montrell Johnson gets a carry, and he goes in for 6. Florida's going to take a lead in this one, 7-0 here early in this game, and that was all set up by Noah Keeter's huge play. The tight end's not the guy you expect to be able to take it 62 yards, but man, he looked good on that one. So the Canes take over, and they end up with an offside penalty on 1st down, so that sets them up with a 1st and 5 as Van Dyke's looking to pass here, and he just completely misses Jaleel Skinner. It's 2nd and 5, still manageable, not a bad situation for the Canes, but down goes Tyler Van Dyke. That's Tyreek Sapp taking him down. forcing them into a 3rd and 11, and TVD has to throw it, and he finds Jaleel Skinner. That's a first down on a 22-yard pickup. That play also gets Miami out right around midfield as TVD is going to run some speed option, and that does not work once again. They need to get that out of the playbook. I don't understand why they keep running it over and over as they go back to Tyler Van Dyke. However, he has a little crease, and he gets to the edge, and he's out to the 40-yard line and crosses midfield on a 19-yard rush. Canes looking to lean into their ground game, hand it to Chaney Jr., who goes nowhere. He has not been effective. He's had some big plays, but a lot of negative plays as well. And they go straight back to him on 2nd down, and once again, that's a solid pickup of 7. You'll take that. That kind of makes me eat my words a little bit, so it's 3rd and 4, and TVD's looking to pass, and Young is wide open. Canes get a first down, and they're down inside of the red zone now on that 21-yard pickup. So they're going to run read option with Tyler Van Dyke, and he just threw Avery Helm to the ground. What a stiff arm right there. It only went for 2 yards, but man, that was memorable. So on 2nd and 8, they send a guy in motion, and Van Dyke's looking to pass again. He ends up checking it down to Brantley underneath for just a 1-yard pickup. So now they are at a 3rd and 7. They need to get to about the 2-yard line, and they just run a draw. I don't like the play call. It didn't work. The first quarter does come to an end, though, with the Gators leading 7-0. However, the Canes are likely to settle for a field goal and make this a 7-3 game. We'll have to see. Maybe they'll go for it. And they do just settle for this field goal. That is good, making this score 7-3 like I predicted. We have another long quarter ahead of us, as this is the last quarter before I start chewing the clock, and we check it down to Keeter to open this drive. He takes it for 8. If he didn't stumble, that might have been an even bigger play. We go right back to Noah Keeter, though, on 2nd down, and he ends up taking that for 10 and a Gators first down. And then we decide, let's start running the ball a little bit, and Jack Garola got taken down for a 4-yard loss. I mean, that was just a perfect play by their defensive end. You got to give him a lot of credit there as we go to Montrell Johnson, making this 3rd down a little bit shorter as it's 3rd and 9 after that pickup, and we throw it across the field to Emmanuel Henderson for 15 yards and a Gator first down. Jack Garola again going to pass. This time he's taking a shot to the end zone to Xavier Henderson. That one gets broken up. Lewis was able to swat it down. So we decide, let's run some read option, and again, Miami just plays that perfectly. You got to give them a lot of credit there. We lose 3 yards. So now it's a 3rd and 13, and we will not convert it. Noah Keeter couldn't hold on. If he'd have held on to that, that'd have been a huge play, as we have to punt it back to Miami, and they take back over. First down definitely didn't go their way, as they're at 2nd and 12 now, and they're sending somebody in motion, and they hand it Alley, and that's a negative 2-yard play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 for the Canes. Let's see what they can do to try to convert it. They're definitely looking to go deep as Tyler Van Dyke stands in that pocket and sends it over the top, but that's going to be broken up by Kamari Wilson. They decide to punt it back to the Gators, as you'd expect, and we're going to start off this drive by checking it down to Anthony Alexander underneath for a 5-yard pickup. That's a good gain on first down. So on 2nd down, we're in the pistol, and Garola's looking to pass. He finds Noah Keeter, and that's going to move the chains and get us a first down on a nice 5-yard reception. Garola passing again here. We're getting pass happy. That's Harrison Walsh, the 3rd, coming down with it for a 12-yard gain. We decide to finally go back to the ground, and Montrell Johnson has a big gap up the middle before he gets decked. That's a 12-yard rush and a Gator first down. Jack Garola looking to boot out to his left, and that's going to be Anthony Alexander on the end of that reception for only a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9, and again, we're going to pass it. He's going to go to the end zone, and that one gets broken up. That was a good play by that Miami D lineman or linebacker. Jack Garola on 3rd and 9, forced half the pass, and he's trying to outrun the defense, and he cannot do it. He's going to be taken down for a sack. That's Chance Williams. So the Gators have to settle for 3, and that is up and good by Mahalik. That's going to be 10-3 Gators as Tyler Van Dyke and the Canes take over, and he's moving around in the pocket well, and he fires it down there. Xavier Restrepo for an 18-yard pickup. That's a great drive starter. They're going to send Brantley in motion over to the left and hand it off to Chaney Jr., who finally has a gap. That's going to be a first down and a 10-yard gain. The Canes have 81 yards on the ground so far. There's about 3.5 minutes left here in the first half, and TVD throws it to Young, who makes a 4-yard reception. That's okay on first down. 2nd down, though, they run play action, and that is Young wide open for a Canes first down and a 13-yard play. The Canes are moving the ball pretty easily on this drive. You got to give Tyler Van Dyke a lot of credit. He's played well here on this drive as Donald Chaney gets a carry for only 3 yards. It's 2nd and 7 for Van Dyke, and again he finds an open man. That's Alley down the field for a 12-yard gain. Seems like he has all the answers on this drive, and everything's going well. They're going to hand it off to Donald Chaney, though, on 1st and 10. He might actually get into the end zone, and that is exactly what he does with a 14-yard touchdown run. The Canes are going to tie this one up at 10. That was an excellent drive and answer by Tyler Van Dyke and the Canes offense, as the Gators are going to take over and hit Emmanuel Henderson on 1st down for a 10-yard gain. On 2nd down, they hand it to Montrell Johnson, who should have went to the left. There was a big old gap. He still ends up picking up 5, though. That was a bad read by him. On 2nd and 5, though, they run play action, and as he gets hit, Jack Garola delivers a strike to Emmanuel Henderson, who's going to take that down the field for a huge gain and get the Gators into the red zone. They decide to hand it to Montrell Johnson here, and that play goes for a 5-yard loss. What a big mistake that was, as Kyle Engel's in the game here, looking to pass. That means that we had an injury again to our starting quarterback, Jack Garola, and it happened on that big play that he delivered the strike to Emmanuel Henderson before getting hit. I don't think we'll see him again this season. I would say that for the rest of this game, he's done. As we move ahead here, we have a 1st and goal, and Kyle Engel's going to throw a screen to Xavier Henderson, and he goes in for 6. Touchdown, Gators. They're going to go up 17-10 just before halftime, leaving the Canes with 33 seconds to see if they can answer. I know they're going to try, as they send Jaleel Spencer in motion. Tyler Van Dyke throws it underneath. That's Alley making the catch and not getting out of bounds. What a bad decision. They're forced to use a timeout there. Tyler Van Dyke going deep, though, one-on-one. We get beat, and Kobe Young comes down with a 29-yard reception. So now Miami has a perfect chance to answer, as they're going to send Jaleel Spencer over to the left in motion. Tyler Van Dyke steps up in the pocket and throws it underneath to Alley, who goes down immediately. Miami's going to have to use a timeout or hurry up, and they chose to hurry up. And then Tyler Van Dyke just throws it underneath again. What kind of decision was that, as Kobe Young gets hit? There's only 4 seconds left. They're going to be forced to settle for 3. And this kick is going to be up, and it will end up being good. Miami goes into halftime 17-13, trailing to the Gators. I don't understand that end sequence. That shows a little bit of a lack of awareness from Tyler Van Dyke. I don't know what he was thinking there. We're going to go into the second half, though, and you will see that the second half is going to move at a little bit quicker pace. I made sure that I started draining the clock just because of the 10-minute quarters. It's a stupid mistake that I made, and I can't believe that I did it again, because I seem to do it every year, and I always tell myself I'm going to fix it. So I don't know what happens, but I just never seem to get it right. The surprising thing is, in this game, the time of possession is almost equal, 9:38 to 10:22. It's been a pretty tight game, and we're going to get into the second half here. Miami's going to open up with the ball. It's going to be 17-13, Gators leading as we go into the second half. Let's see if the Gators can hold on. Miami takes over, and Tyler Van Dyke running the speed option to open up this half the same way he started the first half, and that one did not work, and it seems like they haven't really been working as of late. On second down, they go to Cunningham, and he has a little crease up the middle. That's a 4-yard pickup. However, it's now 3rd and 7 for the Canes, and this is a bad situation to be in to start the second half, and it only gets worse as Tyler Van Dyke gets sacked by Justice Boone. That's going to be a 4-yard loss, and the Canes are forced to punt it away, and we have Kimber back on the return. And he has a good return going right here as he crosses midfield and gets down to about the 37-yard line. Gators have excellent field position as they take over and go to Montrell Johnson for the 1-yard gain. They need to get a touchdown on this drive and start to pull away from Miami. It just is a perfect opportunity to do that, as Montrell Johnson gets another carry for 5 yards, setting up a 3rd and 4 for Kyle Engel, who hits Emmanuel Henderson, who's going down the sideline and picks up 20 yards and gets us into the red zone. We run read option, and Kyle Engel pulls it, and he's almost about to get another first down when he goes down. So it's 2nd and 1, and we have Quantel Johnson in the game, and he goes in for a touchdown. He's a back that I think is going to have an impact next year, especially with us losing Montrell Johnson and then Trevor Etienne either transferring or heading to the NFL. Either way, it's 24-13 Florida, as Tyler Van Dyke's going to run the read option and go nowhere. He went outside, and he had nowhere to go on that. He should have cut it up a little sooner. Second down, though, they go to Donald Chaney, who gets hit in the backfield once again. Jalen Kimber makes a big play. They lose 3. So it's now 3rd and 14 for Miami, and they're trying to throw it, and that was almost intercepted. Ethan Pouncey should have had that one. So they punt it back to Florida, who has excellent field position once again. And Engel quickly hits Emmanuel Henderson for 10 yards. That should have been a first down, but they're going to call it 2nd and inches. So we run the inside veer, and Engel pulls it and slides down after a solid pickup and a Gator first down. He's marching us down the field and looking solid here in the second half as he finds Malik Mega, who cuts back to the middle and is going up the center of the field for a 20-yard pickup and gets us into the red zone once again as Kyle Engel's going to pass. He has Montrell Johnson on the quick check down. That one was a pretty tough one. He had nowhere to go. So it's now 2nd and 9 for the Gators. Like I said, they're in the red zone. They run play action and go to the end zone. Malik Mega catches it, but they're going to call him out of bounds at the 1. So we decide to pass it. I'm surprised they didn't run it here. Kyle Angles scrambles out to the right, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. It's now 31-13 Gators. That's a pretty big lead in this game, and it's a lead that's going to be tough for the Hurricanes to overcome with just over a quarter left to go. Tyler Van Dyke running speed option again, and that goes nowhere. That's a 3-yard loss. They go to Donald Chaney on second ground, and he has a big opening up the middle. That's 9 yards. He honestly should have had more, but Nathan Osborne took him down. That was a good play. They sent Xavier Restrepo in motion, and he gets the carry and the first down. That was a pretty good call right there by the Canes offensive coordinator. You got to respect that, as they're going to hand it to Donald Chaney on second down, and he's going up the middle and fighting ahead. That one is all hard as he picks up 9 yards, making this second down much shorter as the third quarter is drawing near its conclusion. They run read option, and Tyler Van Dyke's going to get the first down, but he takes the long way. He left some meat on the bone with that rush. He only ended up picking up 8. I truly feel like that could have went for 15 to 20 yards easily, as they're going to hand it to Donald Chaney on first down, and he gets leveled by Derek Wingo. That brings your third quarter to an end. It's 31-13 Florida. Miami does have the ball, and they seem to be driving. We have to see if our Gators defense can step up and stop them. This right here is a big rivalry matchup coming to a conclusion as Tyler Van Dyke goes deep to open the third quarter, and Ethan Pouncey again had his hands on that ball, and he should have picked it off. And we're opening up the fourth quarter, not the third. I can't believe I made that mistake as Tyler Van Dyke finds Alley wide open for another first down just outside of the red zone. He's looking to pass again, and he fits that in there to Xavier Restrepo for 19 yards, setting up a 1st and goal. They're moving quick here to open up the fourth quarter as Donald Chaney goes in for a touchdown. It's 31-19 Miami. In this situation, they probably go for 2, and that's what they do. Tyler Van Dyke's on the move out to the left. He's moving back to the right, standing in the pocket, and Alley eventually comes open, making this a 10-point game as it's 31-21 Florida. Montrell Johnson's going to get the carry to open up our drive and get 10 yards and another Gator first down. They need to run this clock down and keep control as Quantel Johnson checks in and gets a carry for 9 yards up the middle. Coach KJ definitely wants to get his first bowl victory, and he would love for it to be over the rival Miami Hurricanes, and he needs his offense to keep churning out yards and getting first downs just like that in order to be able to secure this victory. Kyle Engel looking to pass now on this 1st and 10, and he throws an interception across the middle. What was he thinking there? We should have kept running it. Everything on the ground was working on this drive. That was a bad decision by Coach KJ, and now the Hurricanes are right back in this one, and they are within striking distance. It's only a 10-point game as they're going to put it on the ground themselves. And the first 2 plays honestly didn't go their way, so it's now 3rd and 7. They're going to send Jaleel Spencer in motion over to the left, and Tyler Van Dyke's in the pistol looking to pass now, standing in the pocket. He's got all day, going towards the end zone, and Xavier Restrepo comes down with it and scores. Our top cornerback, Jordan Young, overran him. What the heck happened there? That was such a bad play. Restrepo came open, and honestly, that wasn't a good throw from Tyler Van Dyke. You could argue it's back shoulder, but I don't think it is. That was just a mistake right there. As it's 31-28 Florida. The Hurricanes have closed this gap up quick. Now we need to control the clock and get points on this drive as Kyle Engel again kind of threw that into coverage. But luckily for us, it goes out of bounds, so it's not a turnover. So it's now 3rd and 7. Florida's forced to pass again. Kyle Engel feeling a little pressure. He hits Malik Mega for about 8 yards and a Gator first down. So we keep running the clock. We shouldn't be passing here. And look at that. We throw an interception straight to Porter, and he takes that back for a small return. Florida now has 3 turnovers on the day. That's a big mistake by Kyle Engel. He has 2 interceptions since he stepped in. You got to wonder if he cost us as Chaney goes for a first down on a 10-yard pickup. If Miami gets into the end zone here, Florida's really in trouble as Tyler Van Dyke throws a screen to Young, who breaks that tackle. He accelerates and gets the first down and more after breaking multiple tackles. That's a 14-yard pickup, setting up a 1st and goal for the Canes as Chaney gets depleted by Derek Wingo. What a play. Chaney gets another carry here. He goes outside, and he has a chance to get in. However, he takes a false step that costs him. Jordan Young will get him down, bringing up a 3rd and goal. It looks like they're going to run option, and they hand it to Cunningham, who goes in for 6. Miami's going to take a 35-31 lead with just under 4 minutes left in this game. Now Florida really needs a touchdown. If they settle for a field goal, they're in deep trouble here as Kimber's going to take this from about the 1 or 2 yard line, and he has a chance out here to the left. He gets outside to the edge. He's at the 40. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That's a fantastic return. Quantel Johnson's going to get a carry here. He only picks up 2, so Florida's got to really get going here. They need to move down the field, get a touchdown, maybe make this the last possession as Kyle Engel goes for 5. Bringing up a 3rd and 3. This is an important play for the Gators offense as Engel's looking to pass. He throws it out there to an open Noah Keeter, who will get the first down and cross the 40-yard line. We're up past midfield easily now. Engel looking to pass here on a fresh set of downs. He finds Noah Keeter underneath. That's a good play. We're down to 2 minutes left. We don't need to rush. We just need to keep progressing down the field. Kyle Engel throws it short again to Noah Keeter. This time he gets hit quick. He only picks up 1 yard. So this is another big 3rd down for the Gators. Kyle Engel looking to pass it. Standing in the pocket. He gets hit as he releases it. Now this is do or die here. Let's see what the Gators have in store. Kyle Engel's in the pistol. Everybody's going deep. He throws it up into coverage. That's swatted down. So now all it takes is the Gators to get a stop, and they have to drive the field again, but Cheney will not get the first down. It looked like he was gonna there. So that brings up a 2nd and 1, and they're gonna hand it to Cheney, and he will get the first down. That's game over. It looks like Miami's about to win the Peach Bowl. The Gators still have 1 timeout left, though, and they hit Cheney. He doesn't fumble it. So now all Miami has to do is just run the clock out. I don't know why they didn't take a knee there. It's 3rd and 9. I don't understand this decision at all. Let's see now if they will take the knee. It looks like they're still going to run another play. They hand it to Cheney with 15 seconds left. He goes down without a fumble. This is officially game over. I don't really think Miami made a smart decision there. I'm very upset to say Miami is the Peach Bowl winner. They came back in the second half once Kyle Engel stepped in for the full time. He had a couple boneheaded decisions in this game. One of them was a bad throw. The other one was honestly just a bad read by me, but he gets the blame because he was the player. It's all right, though. We lost. Coach KJ's 0-1 in bowl games as a head coach. Now we got to see if we can improve that in the future. Hopefully next year we're playing for the playoffs, though, and we're not just playing for a Peach Bowl. I'm sad to see some of our seniors go, and especially to go out like this where we were leading by 18 points at one time. To blow that lead in the second half's just disappointing. So I feel bad for our seniors, but we have a pretty good core returning next year, I think. Let's take a look at some stats. Jack Garola was having an okay day. He did throw an interception, but he completed 62% of his passes. He had far more yards than Kyle Engel. On the ground, we really weren't effective today, and I think that's probably what cost us, honestly. Noah Keeter had a great final game for the Gators. Emmanuel Henderson stepped up and gave us hope for next year that maybe he'll be able to be a strong contributor. Our defense played pretty well. Miguel Mitchell, hopefully we get him back. Maybe we get Kamari Wilson back. I'm a little worried that we won't just because of how good they were this year, especially Kamari Wilson, how he became an All-American, but we'll have to see. Maybe Tyreek Sapp will come back and Justice Boone. Not 100% sure about that, though. I'm afraid we're going to have quite a few underclassmen going pro, just because with the award winners and their overalls, there's a good chance with the mod that they'll go pro. We'll have to see, though, and, rebuild our team from there. I'm pretty happy with this performance. I mean, a 10-3 season's really good for our first year in Gainesville. Hopefully next year we can improve upon that and become a playoff team. We have Jack Garola back, so we have our quarterback. Him and Coach KJ seem to get in a rhythm. The big thing is we need to keep him healthy, and I'm a little concerned about his injuries just because they piled up this season. In the backfield, we have Quantel Johnson coming back. He could be an impact player. He's a young guy that I look forward to doing more with. At receiver, we have a pretty good core coming back, depending upon who we lose. If we lose anybody like Harrison Walsh III or Malik Mega or Emmanuel Henderson, I don't think we will, but we might. And then at tight end, we'll have a new tight end, and our O-line's going to need a lot of work. Defensively, it depends on who goes pro. We have a ravaged cornerback position, but other than that, if nobody goes pro, I feel pretty good. We'll have to see how the offseason goes. Our next episode, though, is going to be the national championship game and then player stats. This is LDJ11. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'm out.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it.